My name is JaKayla Duell. I am a freshman biology major and military science minor attending North Carolina A&T State University. Today in this video, I will be discussing the KRAs protein, which is a protein that plays a vital role in how our cells grow and divide. I will also be explaining what happens when the KRAs protein has a G12D mutation. That is this replication right here, and how this mutation can lead to cancer, and why understanding it is important for treatment and research. The KRAs protein is one of the most studied proteins in cancer research because it's involved in so many types of cancer, including lung, colon, and pancreatic cancer. Scientists are trying to find ways to stop the effects of harmful mutations like G12D to help people with these diseases. So, what is the KRAs protein and what does it do? KRAs is a protein that acts like a switch for cell growth. It belongs to a family of proteins called the RAS proteins, which helps cells communicate and respond to signals. This is how it works. When the KRAs is on, it tells the cells to grow and divide, and when the KRAs is off, it tells the cells to stop growing. This process is tightly controlled so that cells don't grow too much or too little. Think of it like a traffic light for cell division. Green means go and red means stop. The KRAs protein is important for normal growth, but when it mutates, it can cause serious problems. So, the G12D mutation and what happens during this process. So, let's talk about the G12D mutation. It's a small change in the DNA that affects the KRAs protein. KRAs is made of amino acids, which are the building blocks of proteins. At position 12, there's normally an amino acid called glycine, and in the G12D mutation, this glycine is replaced with something called aspartic acid. So, why is this a big deal? Glycine is small and keeps the protein flexible. Aspartic acid is larger and has an extra chemical group which interferes with how the KRAs protein normally works. Because of this change, it locks the KRAs protein switch in on the on position, meaning the cell is constantly told to grow even when it shouldn't. So it's growing rapidly when it's flipped on. So imagine if a car's gas pedal got stuck and wouldn't stop accelerating. The car would go faster and faster, just like the cancer cells multiply uncontrollably due to this mutation. How does the G12D mutation lead to cancer? When the KRAs protein gets stuck on, the cells don't stop growing. Which leads to uncontrolled cell division, which is cells will keep dividing even when they're not supposed to. A tumor formation will occur. Too many cells will pile up, forming a mass called a tumor, and the spread of cancer, of course. Some of these cancer cells do break off and travel to other parts of the body, which makes the disease harder to treat. This is why the G12D mutation is commonly found in aggressive cancers like pancreatic cancer. Pancreatic cancer is one of the most deadliest cancers, and the KRAs mutations are present in over 90% of cases to this day. So why is it important for research? Understanding the KRAs mutations like G12D is important because it helps scientists develop new cancer treatments. Here's the problem. KRAs is very difficult to target with drugs. Since it's a small protein inside the cell, it doesn't really have an easy to block shape like other proteins. For years, researchers have thought of it as undruggable. The KRAs inhibitors, new drugs like Luca-KRAS, can block certain KRAs mutations, but they don't work for GD12 yet. And there's also been target therapies where scientists are testing ways to turn the KRAs protein off to prevent its harmful effects on the human body. So with the limitations of the model, the size, and reality, the KRAs is much smaller than what we see in models. And additionally, the motion. The KRAs protein is constantly changing shape, but this model shows it in a frozen structure. Additionally, other molecules, the KRAs protein interacts with its proteins that aren't shown in the model, which affects how it actually works. But even with these limitations, my model is still useful for visualizing how mutations like G12D affects the KRAS protein. In conclusion, the KRAS protein controls cell growth, acting like a switch. When it has the G12D mutation, the switch gets stuck on, leading to an uncontrolled cell division and cancer. Studying the KRAS mutations is critical because it helps scientists create better cancer treatments. And right now, there's no perfect drug for the G12D mutation, but fortunately, researchers are working hard to develop new therapies. Here is a closer look at my protein model. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.